Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. The program will begin momentarily.
On the tenor saxophone, Gibson Gillen on trumpet, Patrick Bartley on alto saxophone.
Distinguished guests, please take your seats. The program will begin shortly. Distinguished guest, the Vice President.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Happy Juneteenth. Please have a seat. Please have a seat. And to my Divine Nine family. Good evening, everyone. So tonight, with joy, we gather with friends and generations of family members. We gather here at the White House, steps from where the Emancipation Proclamation was signed, to celebrate America's newest national holiday. And we are joined by so many incredible leaders, including members of Congress, members of the Congressional Black Caucus, and CBC Chair Stephen Horsford. And we are also here with so many leaders who brought us to this day, including the one and only Miss Opal Lee. Here she is. The mother of Juneteenth. So when I served in the United States Senate, I was so proud to co-sponsor a bill to make Juneteenth a federal holiday. And as Vice President, it was my honor to stand beside our President, Joe Biden, as he signed the legislation that finally made that dream a reality. Indeed. And over the past 2 years, thanks to the leadership of President Joe Biden, and because of the support of all the leaders here, our nation has made incredible progress. We have created more than 13 million jobs and achieved record low Black unemployment. We have capped the cost of insulin for our seniors at $35 a month, so folks don't have to choose between paying for insulin or being able to buy groceries. With your support, we invested an historic nearly $7 billion into our HBCUs. In acknowledgement of the fact that they are centers of academic excellence. And to make sure our young leaders can succeed after they graduate, we will continue to fight for student debt relief. We've also been able to pass one of the most significant federal gun safety legislations in 30 years to help protect our communities from the horror of gun violence. And we will keep fighting to pass the assault weapons ban in the belief that all people have the right to be safe. In addition, since we took office, we have appointed more Black judges to the federal appellate bench than any administration in history. Yes, including the first Black woman to sit on the highest court in our land. Her name is Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson. So thank you all, everyone here, for your support, and thank you for joining us tonight. This Monday, this upcoming Monday, Americans from all walks of life will again come together to celebrate Juneteenth, to honor Black excellence, culture, and community, to remember the full history of our nation, and to celebrate one of our nation's founding principles, the principle of freedom. On Juneteenth, we remember that after the Emancipation Proclamation ended slavery in the Confederacy, hundreds of thousands of Americans in Texas were kept in servitude for 2 more years. Then, on June 19th, 1865, Union troops arrived in Galveston to enforce emancipation, and the enslaved people of Texas claimed the freedom that was theirs by birth and by right. And as we celebrate, we also remember that it would be 6 months more before the 13th Amendment was ratified and all enslaved people in America were declared free. America is a promise of freedom, liberty, and justice. The story of Juneteenth, as we celebrate it, is the story of our ongoing fight to realize that promise, not for some, but for all. On Juneteenth, we are also reminded of the duality of progress. As we fight to move forward to expand freedom, we must also fight to protect the freedoms already won. And as we know, we can take nothing for granted in that regard. For example, let us look at the sacred freedom to vote, the freedom that generations fought, bled, and died to secure, the freedom that is under assault in states across our nation, and the freedom that we must defend by passing the John Lewis Voting Rights Advancement Act and the Freedom to Vote Act. At the same time, we continue to fight to restore the freedom and the right of every woman in every state to make decisions about her own body. And we fight to make sure that all Americans have the freedom to learn our country's history in full, because while we celebrate a holiday dedicated to teaching and honoring America's full history, extremists across our country attempt to ban books and erase our past. And on this point, let us be very clear. Black history is American history. So in conclusion, as we gather tonight, let us remember the words of the great Coretta Scott King. She said, "The fight for civil rights must be fought and won with each generation." She reminds us that our freedoms will not be permanent unless we, in each generation, are vigilant to protect them. So let us stand together as Americans to teach and honor our history, to protect our liberty, and to continue the fight for freedom. And with that, I have now the honor, I don't know if she knows, but I have asked Ms. Opal Lee to join me on the stage so we can thank her with applause. There she is. Can we please stand and applaud Ms. Opal Lee?
Hello, young people. And no, you are all not young people if if you're not 96. Please, could I just say this to you young folk? Make yourself a committee of one to change somebody's mind. If people can be taught to hate, they can be taught to love. And it's up to you to do it. We are the most powerful country in the whole United States. And we must get together and get rid of the disparities, the joblessness and homelessness and health care that some people can get and others can't, and climate change that we are responsible for. And if we don't do something about it, we're all going to hell in a handbasket.
And with that, and with that, and with that, I thank you, Ms. Opalee, for your years of advocacy, leadership, and truth-telling. Happy Juneteenth to everyone. May God bless you, and may God bless the United States of America.
Please welcome actor, producer, and musician, Cliff Method Man Smith.
How's everybody doing? Happy Juneteenth. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. President, Vice President Harris, Mr. Emhoff, I am honored to be here with all of you tonight. 2 years ago, President Biden established Juneteenth as the first new federal holiday since Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day, nearly 4 decades ago. And tonight, we gather for the first ever Juneteenth celebration at the White House. Nice. I will wait for our Vice President to take her seat before we finish. She got to see all this greatness up here, you heard? All right. During Black Music Month, the concert is a fitting way to recognize Juneteenth and express this part of our shared American history. For it is through music that African Americans found community and sought solace. Music has the power to uplift us, to enrich our minds, and nourish the souls. From spirituals to gospel, R&B, jazz, rock, soul, and yes, y'all, 50 years of hip-hop, you heard? Each generation of Black musicians, artists, and thought leaders have channeled the struggles of their lifetime into the American soundtrack. Their contributions give voice to love and heartbreak, the drive for equality, the fight for justice, and the beauty of family life. In the first half of tonight's program, we reflect upon the desire to be free and the humanity that was denied to so many with performances from 2 of the oldest HBCUs, Fisk University and Hampton University. Howard University, do not at me. All right. We will also celebrate with expressions of joy from the Tennessee State University Marching Band. Hold up, I still got some more stuff. Hold on, y'all. And honor the unwavering faith, lasting hope, and ongoing perseverance of generations past, present, and future. I did that. Thank you.
Please welcome the Fisk Jubilee Singers.
There's a great God meeting, there's a great God meeting, a great God meeting in the promised land. Oh, walk together, children, don't you get weary. Walk on, my children, don't you get all weary. Just walk together, children, don't you get weary. There's a great God meeting in the promised land. Oh, walk together, children, don't you get weary. Walk on, my children, don't you get all weary. Just walk together, children, don't you get weary. There's a great God meeting in the promised land. Gonna walk on and never tire. Walk 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 and never tire. There's a great God meeting in the promised land. children, don't you get weary. Walk on, my children, don't you get weary. Just to walk together, children, don't you get weary. There's a great God meeting in the promised land. Gonna sing on and never tire. Sing 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 and never tire. There's a great God meeting in the promised land. Oh, walk together, children, don't you get weary. Walk on, my children, don't you get weary. Just to walk together, children, don't you get weary. There's a great God meeting in the promised land. Gonna shout and never tire. 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 There's a great God meeting in the promised land. Oh, walk together, children, don't you get weary. Sing on, my children, don't you get weary. Just to shout together, children, don't you get weary. There's a great God meeting. Yes, a great meeting. There's a great God meeting in the promised land.
Please welcome the Hampton University Concert Choir.
the Lord, in the Lord. My soul's been anchored in the Lord, in the Lord, in the Lord. My soul's been anchored in the Lord, in the Lord, in the Lord. My soul's been anchored in the Lord, in the Lord, in the Lord. My soul's been anchored in the Lord.
My hope is built on nothing less
My soul's been anchored in the Lord.
than Jesus' blood and righteousness.
My soul's been anchored in the Lord.
I dare not trust the sweetest frame,
My soul's been anchored in the Lord.
then wholly lean on Jesus' name.
My soul's been anchored in the Lord, in the Lord, in the Lord. My soul's been anchored in the Lord, in the Lord, in the Lord. My soul's been anchored in the Lord. My soul's been anchored in Jesus. My soul's been anchored in Jesus.
Anchored, anchored in Jesus. Anchored, anchored in Jesus. Jesus, lover of my soul, let me to thy bosom fly, while the nearer waters roll, while the tempest still is high. Hide me, oh my Savior, hide, till the storm of life is past. Safe into thy haven good, oversleep my soul at last.
In the Lord, in the Lord. My soul's been anchored in the Lord. In the Lord, in the Lord. My soul's been anchored in the Lord. Anchored
In the Lord,
anchored,
in the Lord,
anchored,
in the Lord,
anchored.
in the Lord. Is anchored, is anchored
Please welcome Tennessee State University Marching Band, the aristocrat of bands. Please welcome Emmy Award-winning and Tony Award-nominated actor, writer, and producer, Coleman Domingo.
Hello. There we go. Well, hello. How's that? How y'all doing this evening? Wait, how y'all doing this evening? On this Juneteenth. Come on, we're our ancestors' wildest dreams. Give some love. Good evening, Mr. President. Good evening, Vice President Harris and Mr. Emhoff. Let's go to the next one. In the 1960s and 70s, the music changed and so did the nature of the struggle. As black communities and businesses grew in strength, so did violent forces and opposition of all that progress. But leaders emerged who encouraged us to expand the foundation of liberty for all Americans and taught us that true equality is the fulfillment of a dream. Through the annual celebration of Juneteenth, we are reminded that emancipation is a process. Freedom Day is more than a day to just celebrate. It is a reminder that freedom is precious, and it is a gift to be given the responsibility to protect it for future generations. Can I get an amen? So we gather to honor those whose shoulders we stand upon, leaders who have the courage to fight for what is right, and the voices that tell us to speak our truths and be proud. We celebrate community, culture, and music with the understanding that the sound of the civil rights and Black Power movements was more than the sound of buses moving through neighborhoods, more than shouts of protesters, barking of dogs, wailing of sirens, and the quiet burn of hatred. The sound of progress was also the beautiful sound of jazz and the blues, of hope-filled gospel and the soothing strength of soul music. In the second half of tonight's program, we'll hear musical expressions that motivated a generation to march. Songs that sustained the weary during long nights of fear and silence-filled grief, and inspired hope for the young, gifted, and Black leaders of the future. Thank you. Ashe.
Please welcome Emmy, Grammy, and 6-time Tony Award winner, Audra McDonald.
So hush, little baby, don't you cry. One of these mornings, you're gonna rise
Under the artistic direction, Alan Renee Lewis, please welcome the Broadway Inspirational Voices.
Take a journey with us to 1932. Thomas Dorsey, a young black man, born of the blues and the black church, under unimaginable tragedy, put his pen to the page, and in his anguish, he wrote these words: "Precious Lord, take my hand." This song, making its way through the pews and the airways, became a pillar in the fight for freedom. It helped people who needed change, people who were suffering, people who were under the weight of oppression, people who knew that the only way to get to the other side of whatever it was that they were going through was to let the Lord lead the way.
Take my hand, lead me on, let me stand. I am tired, I am weak,
came. People began to see the light. People began to believe that a new day was coming. Did you hear that? The rain has stopped. Did you see that? The clouds have begun to roll away. Did you feel that? Trouble once again has come to pass and not to stay. You see, friends, we may not be where we want to be, but thank God we're not where we used to be. I tell you once again, the storm is passing over.
Encourage my soul and let us journey on. For the night is dark and I am far from home. Thanks be to God, the morning light appears. The storm is passing over. The storm is passing over. The storm is passing
Please welcome Tony and Grammy Award winner, Patina Miller.
I knew how it would feel to be free. I wish I could break all the chains holding me. I wish I could say all the things that I should say. Say it loud, say it clear, say it for the whole round world to hear. I said I wish I knew how it would feel to be free. I wish I could break all the chains holding me. Oh, I wish I could say all the things that I should say. Say them loud, say them clear, say it for the whole round world to hear. I wish I could share all the love that's in my heart. Remove all the bars that keep us apart. Oh, I wish you could know what it means to be me. Then you see and agree that every man deserves to be free. Oh, I wish I could give like I'm longing to give. I wish I could live like I'm longing to live. Oh, I wish that I could do all the things that I can do. And though I'm way overdue, I'll be starting anew.
Step Africa.
Let's go. Juneteenth, y'all. Come on. Ladies, y'all, how you doing? Let's see 1, 2, 3. Get off me. Come on. Get off me. Come on. Step Africa.
Please welcome Grammy Award winner Let Us See.
There's a lot of people out here. I want to do a song and dedicate it to everyone, but really it's kind of a tribute to the great Tina Turner. And also our wonderful Al Green, who wrote this song. It's R&B time, y'all. Y'all ready? Here we go. I'm so in love with you. Whatever you want to do is all right with me. You make me feel so brand new. I wanna spend my life with you. Let me say since, babe, since we've been together, loving you forever is all I need. Let me be the one you come running to. I'll never be untrue. Oh, baby, let's stay together, yeah, loving you whether times are good or bad, happy or sad. Why people break up, then turn around and make up. I just can't see. You'd never do that to me. Would you, baby? Being around you is all I see. Oh, baby, let's stay together. Loving you whether times are good or bad, happy or sad. Yes, whether times are good or bad, happy or sad. Let's stay together. Thank you.
our numbers, we shall splinter the segregated South into 1,000 pieces and put them together in the image of God and democracy. We must say, wake up, America, wake up, for we cannot stop, and we will not and cannot be patient.
Distinguished guests, the President of the United States, accompanied by Ashley Biden.
Good evening, everyone. How are you tonight? My name is Ashley, and I am the first daughter of the United States of America. I am a proud social worker, criminal justice reformer, and an advocate for healing. I have spent the past 20-plus years working with communities most harmed and least protected to help realize safety, justice, and healing. This is an historic occasion for our American family. We are so honored to celebrate Juneteenth here at the White House. On Juneteenth, the United States made a crucial step forward away from slavery and towards the realization of a more equal, more just, and more healed country. After decades of advocacy from Miss Opal Lee, my dad, Joe Biden, made Juneteenth officially a federal holiday. My dad has instilled in me a deep commitment to serving and honoring our history and making material changes to the lives of African Americans. Through his courage, he leads, bringing jobs, justice, and healing to communities all across the country. It is my great honor to be here today to introduce him. Dad, I tell you this all the time, but I want you to know how proud I am of you. America, you are so lucky to have him as your president. I don't know anybody who really, truly works harder for you, for the American people. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome the 46th President of the United States, Joseph R. Biden, Jr.
My name is Joe Biden. I'm Ashley's father. She's the love of my life and the life of my love. Oh no, I couldn't be prouder of her. Thank you all for being here. Our outstanding Vice President Kamala Harris, the second gentleman, members of the Cabinet and the Congress, grandmother to the movement of Juneteenth, a federal holiday, Miss Oprah Lee. Opal, thank you for being here. You're the reason we're here in large part. And a special thanks to tonight's gifted performers. You know, I was leaning over and telling Kamala, I followed some tough acts. I've spoken before Nobel Prize winners. I've spoken after the Pope. I've spoken to every Medal of Honor winners, military heroes. But my Lord, I've never spoken before a group like this. I had the honor to bestow some of our nation's highest awards to some of our most important black artists, writers, performers, producers, theater and ballet companies. To paraphrase Maya Angelou, people will never forget how you make them feel. And you all made us feel incredibly well. Tonight's performers helped us feel the power of Juneteenth, Black Music Month, among other things. As Kamala described earlier, to honor the true meaning of Juneteenth, our entire administration is continuing to charge forward to literally redeem the soul of America. When I announced I was running the first time, I said I was running for 3 reasons. And even some of my staff thought I was crazy. I said one of the first reasons is to restore the soul of America. Restore decency and honor. Let me just add this. To me, making Juneteenth a federal holiday wasn't just a symbolic gesture. It was a statement of fact for this country. To acknowledge the origin of the original sin of slavery. To understand the war was never fought over it. It wasn't just about the Union, but it was most fundamentally about the country and freedom. To remember the Emancipation Proclamation wasn't just a document. It captured the essence of freedom that galvanized the country. It proved that some ideas are more powerful. They can't be denied. It's a reminder that the promise of America is we all are created equal in the image of God, and we deserve to be treated equally throughout our entire lives. We're the most unique country in America, in the world. Other countries are founded based on faith, on ethnicity, on other things, religion. But we are founded on an idea, unlike any other country in the world. And we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men and women are created equal, endowed by the Creator with certain inalienable rights. While we never fully lived up to that promise, we've never walked away from it either. On our best days, enough of us have the guts and the heart to stand up for the best in us. It matters. It really matters. As the past few years remind us, our freedoms have been put at risk by racism that's still too powerful a force. You know, I was a kid in the civil rights movement. And I used to think, I honestly believed that you could defeat hate. But hate only hides. It hides under the rocks. And when given oxygen, just a little oxygen, it comes roaring back out again. And we have to stand up and deny the oxygen. So Juneteenth, as a federal holiday, is meant to breathe a new life into the very essence of America. To make sure all Americans feel the power of this day and the progress we can make as a country. To choose love over hate, unity over disunion, and progress over retreat. Choosing to remember history, not erase it. To read books, not ban them. No matter how hard some people try. That's what's great about it. That's what great nations do. And we're a great nation. Let me conclude with this. As your president, I visited Tulsa, Oklahoma to say what happened there on Wall Street, on Black Wall Street 102 years ago was not a riot. It was a race massacre. It wasn't a riot, it was a race massacre. And from the pulpit of Ebenezer, from the bridge of Selma, in front of the graduating class at Howard, we've prayed, we've marched, we've celebrated. And here at the White House, we've hosted champion teams with black athletes, continuing the legacy of social activism advocacy. I signed a law, 100 years in the making, to, believe it or not, to make lynching a federal hate crime, and hosted the first screening of The Till, the movie 100 years after the birth of a nation, was screened in this same room. Folks, my message on these occasions and on this Juneteenth day is we got to go forward. We have to move forward together. When we choose to protect the freedoms we all deserve, when they are attacked, that's where we cannot remain silent. Silence is complicity. To heal the wounds of division so racism no longer tears us apart, we have to choose to be believers in a dream, doers of the world. As the gospel song goes, we've come too far from where we started. Nobody told me the road would be easy. I don't believe he brought me this far, so leave me. My fellow Americans, I don't think the Lord brought us this far. The good Lord brought us this far and leave us behind. We just have to remember who we are. We're the United States of America. There's nothing beyond our capacity when we act together. So happy Juneteenth. Bless you all. May God protect our troops. Thank you very much. Let's get the job done. Let's get the job done.
Please welcome the youngest female Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and Tony winner in history, Jennifer Hudson.
One day, when the glory comes, it'll be ours. It'll be ours. Oh, one day, when the war is won, we will be sure, we will be sure. Oh, glory. In the little tents, oh, and just like the river I've been running ever since. It's been a long time coming, but I know change gonna come. Oh, yes it will. It's been too hard living, but I'm afraid to die. For I don't know what's up there beyond the sky. It's been a long time coming, but a change gonna come. Oh, yes it will. Listen. Well, I go to my brother, and I say, brother, brother, help me please. Uh-huh. But when I go to my dear brother, y'all, he winds up knocking me back down on my knees. There's been times when I thought I wouldn't last for long, but somehow I'm able to carry on. It's been a long time coming, but I know that one day, when the light comes, it'll be one day, when the war is won, we will be sure, we'll be sure. Can somebody say glory? Glory. change is gonna come. Lord, yes it will. Play on. Woo. And I'm afraid to die, for I don't know what's up there beyond the sky. Well, it's been a long, long, long time coming. It's been a long time coming. But I know a change, Lord, a change is gonna come. Lord, yes it will. Oh yeah.
I want to tell you what I just told Jennifer. Imagine what this fight for the last 300 or more years, more than that, in other parts of the world, would have been like without the voice of the community. Imagine how we would have gotten even this far without the black church. No, I'm not joking. I used to go in the morning. I'd go to 7:30 Mass, I happen to be a Catholic, and then I'd go to a 10 o'clock service. No, I think I'm kidding, I'm not. In Delaware, playing a small part in the civil rights movement. And I listened to the pleas. I remember when I was a kid, I lived in Scranton, Pennsylvania, and when the jobs dried up, my dad moved us to Delaware where there were some jobs. And I went to a little school in a place called Claymont, Delaware. And it was on what used to be I-95. It was a 4-lane highway, but it was access. And so we only lived about 3/4 of a mile from the school. I was in 3rd grade. We had to be driven there because it was too dangerous to walk up the street. And I remember walking by, and one day turned in the parking lot of this Holy Rosary School, and I saw a bus going by. And there were all African-American kids in it. And I turned to my mom, because there weren't many African-Americans in Scranton. And I said, "What's that about, Mom? Why are they all, they used to say, colored kids on that bus?" And my mom said, "They're not allowed to go to school in any of the public schools here." And I thought to myself, how can that be? And I had a father who used to say to me, "Joey," I later learned it was an expression that wasn't original to him, that silence is complicity. Silence is complicity. So I want you all to know, we must not remain silent. If we continue to speak out, this will change. As I said, I think the single most consequential thing the black church has done is give people hope. Give people hope, really and truly. So thank you all for being here. I made a commitment when I ran for president that I'd have an administration that looked like America. We have more African Americans in high positions, starting with the Vice President of the United States of America. We have more federal appellate judges than every other president in the history of the United States combined. We have an administration that will begin to look like America. And when that happens, we're going to finally put this to an end. God willing, I'm just so pleased so pleased to be able to have this celebration on the South Lawn on Juneteenth. And again, thank you, thank you, thank you. You fill my heart in a way you'll have merit.